and welcome to Managing Chromebooks in the Classroom session. First, I would like to introduce myself. I'm the person responsible for implementing technology in the classroom for a group of schools in Spain, UK, and Panama. And we started our Google and Chromebook program 3 years ago, and today we have approximately 2,000 Chromebooks across all the schools in a one-to-one program. It has been an amazing trip so far, and we know that the Chromebooks has been the best decision we made when implementing devices to our pupils in all the schools. Thank you to Google. It has allowed us to configure all the devices to our personal specifications, and with the help of some external tools that I'm going to be showing you later on. Our teachers now have the confidence of how to use Chromebooks whenever they feel necessary in the classroom. As I said, Chromebooks have been an amazing tool for our students to learn the 21st century skills so necessary in today's society. But some teachers may still find them a little bit scary in the classroom. You can imagine that in a class with 25 or 30 students with personal devices can be the perfect recipe for disaster if they don't plan it properly. I would like to start today with the presentation explaining how we started with Chromebooks, and also, what the school can do to ensure the correct use of these devices in the classroom, so students can enjoy all the amazing benefits that they can bring to their learning, as we have seen in practice across our schools. Give me 1 second with the presentation. Okay, so we have a little summary, and we're gonna follow different areas. We're going to go through different areas that I think are important to ensure that the correct use of Chromebooks in the classroom. The first would be, we're going to be talking about the process of implementation. Then we'll move to rules and guidelines. Then managing Chromebooks in the classroom. The fourth one will be about keep it fresh, what the school can do to train teachers how to use Chromebooks and online technology in the classroom. And at the end, we'll show you a few things that you can try in the classroom. So this is the process that we use, the initial setup that all our schools have done and is in place at the moment in order to have a successful system working. We'll start first with planning at the school level. Then we'll move to involving all the stakeholders like teachers, staff, pupils, parents. Then what the leadership team can do to help us to agree with the policies and guidelines. Then we'll move to defining safeguarding, setting expectations for everybody in the school, and finally will be the rollout. So planning at the school level, we set all the basics and definition of what the implementation of the school is looking for. So the first thing that the school needs to decide is what kind of implementation wants to do. Will be a one-to-one, where every pupil will have their own device and is owned by the school. Trolleys, where maybe a few trolleys can be shared between some classrooms, or maybe there's one trolley in every class. Or bring your own device, where every single pupil buys their own device and bring it to the school. Also, in this first level, we need to make sure to create all the expectations, policies, and rewards and sanctions, and they must be all defined from day one, so everyone knows what to do with them, with the devices, whether you've been using at home and also in the school. Will be also the perfect moment to choose what kind of Chromebook, what model and specifications you will need for your students. If maybe you're in your school, the table, the desks are very small, so you need to decide what kind of size you want to use in the class. And also a very important area will be how to deal with breakdowns, damage, and loss or stolen systems in the school. Then we're going to be moving to involving all the stakeholders. We need to define and include all the staff that will be part of the implementation. It is important to get all the teachers and students involved into the creation and design of policies and procedures with a language that everyone is going to be understanding, and allowing everyone to take ownership and hopefully embrace them. So it's very important that pupils and teachers and the leaders in the school work together to create all these policies. Also, we need to create a sense of community when everyone is involved. Like I said, all the teachers, pupils, parents, and leaders. And everyone needs to understand the rights and responsibilities when the Chromebooks are used in the classroom and in the school, obviously. Another important area is the leadership team. It is vital that we work with them and they get involved into the implementation of the Chromebooks. They must help us to define and approve all the policies and original setup for the devices. And they must also be informed of all the possible setting ups available from the Google console, like allowing external emailing. If you want to keep it close, so only pupils can email each other and teachers, or you want to allow external people to contact your pupils. Incognito mode, safe browsing, chaos mode. If you want to let pupils to use the cameras in their Chromebooks or even the audio inputs. This is sounds very silly, but a lot of the students love to listen to music, obviously, and they always connect the headsets to the Chromebooks. So you may not want to allow to use them. And another vital area for the leaders and team is to define and ensure that safeguarding is in place when using the Chromebooks. So next step will be defining the safeguarding. This is vital, and we need to put a lot of effort defining all the procedure and all the rules that is going to be in place about safeguarding. The policies must be clear to everyone about safeguarding, and there must be a process that must be in place to resolve any safeguarding issue that may arise in any point. The figure of any safety officer in every school is very important to help monitor and deal with safeguarding issues. And parents should be involved in safeguarding, and the school should provide with workshops and information sessions, maybe once a month or once every term. Would be a good idea to get involved. The parents in some sessions, maybe with the police or with a safety person in your community. That would be an amazing idea. Also, the school should contemplate the use of more complex filtering system to monitor the Chromebooks in your school. In our schools, we were testing different systems, and everyone is very good. But I recommend you or your IT team to test a few of them, because they do the same thing, but you need to make sure that you're going to be getting what you're looking for, because everyone can do different things for you as well. We went at the end with Securely because it's specifically for Chromebooks, like all the other ones also can work for iPads, PCs, and we thought Securely was the more solid system for our implementation. With a professional filtering system, the school can expect the following features. You can create different profiles for the school and at home. So imagine that you want to, if the pupils take their Chromebooks home, you can allow them, for example, to play games. Well, if you don't want the pupils to play games at home, you could completely block that using different profiles. Or you can set what kind of filters to apply. So if you want to filter by pornography, social media, adult content, you can do it. So it's quite easy to do. You can monitor and report on email use of any student. So if you have an issue with a student and you want to see what he's been doing in the past, this filtering software can give you a detailed report showing you, what he has been doing, so it's quite easy. Also, can give you can give you a parent portal and a weekly email report. So in our case, we're testing at the moment. Every parent is getting an email every week showing them what the kids are doing, what the children are doing using the Chromebooks. Also, this software can monitor social media and emails to see if there is any signs of bullying or some harm. So it's not just filtering websites, it's also filtering the contents of emails on social media, like I don't know, Facebook, if you allow Facebook, or Twitter. And also this software can alert the school on attempted access to sites related to radicalization or terrorism. This is a very important area that all the schools have are looking at the moment, and many more features. No, you can get for an external filtering software. Then we're going to move to setting expectations. It's very important that the school set expectations of what we want for our pupils, for our staff when using the devices. Parents and pupils need to be informed about the school expectation when using the Chromebooks, both at school and at home. And the school should define and create a document that must be read, signed by both parents and pupils, and returned to school with all the rules and guidelines that the school are going to be creating. We must demand high expectations for our students all the time when using technology. This requires consistency from all the teachers in the school. And using Chromebooks during class is a privilege. And if pupils don't meet your expectation, they should lose their Chromebook privilege. So these are some tools that you can use. The final area will be the rollout. The rollout is the main stage of the deployment, and everyone needs to be involved to make it work. So teachers can consider posters in the classrooms with all the expectations. Rules must be consistently applied by all teachers. So if we want this implementation to work, everyone has to be part of the team, and everyone has to apply all these rules. You can set these rules on displays as well. You need to, when pupils use Chromebooks in the classroom, they need to know their goals and objectives all the time. So if not, they're going to start losing, looking around. And so it's very clear that they understand what they are doing all the time with their computer. Students use their Chromebooks in the classroom when they are instructed to do so. So it's very important that they're only used when you want them to use them. And this is you need to decide what kind of rollout is going to work for you. Okay, so we're going to move now to some mandatory rules that I think they should be included in any set of rules that in your school to ensure the correct of the Chromebooks in the classroom and in the school. So I would start with Chromebooks are for school use only. This is something that at the beginning pupils don't understand, and they think that they can do anything they want with that, and it's not. It's an educational computer, and it's an educational system that is used for school only. Students need to be good digital citizens by ensuring everything they do on their Chromebooks is appropriate. The student needs to know that teachers will and can monitor their work to stay on task. Students will not take pictures with their Chromebooks unless we give them permissions. This is very important because, as you may know, some pupils like to take pictures of teachers and then maybe posting in social media, and it could be a danger. Students should not change settings or download anything unless instructed to do so. Students should never share their account passwords with others. This is also very important. The lower lid when the teacher is talking should be, it's something that you need to make sure that happens. If the teacher wants to talk or wants to present something and you said, please lower the lid, pupils have to do it. And no emailing during the class, very important. So consider, maybe you consider restricting the email to domain use only, like I said before. I would recommend as a school that only pupils can email each other or email teachers. You don't allow them to email external accounts. Another important area would be taking care of the Chromebooks. So always keep Chromebooks in the protected case. Make sure that nothing heavy gets placed on the Chromebook. Don't set any pencils, pens, or anything on the keyboard that can crack the screen. Chromebooks must be fully charged every day in a one-to-one deployment. So you know all the pupils bring their computers fully charged at the beginning of the day. If you have a charging trolley in your classroom, people should always place their devices in the same slot to make your life easier as well. No power supplies in the classroom to avoid injuries and health and safety issues. Chromebooks must be carried with two hands all the time. Never leave a Chromebook by the screen or carry a Chromebook with the screen open. Water bottles must stay on the floor all the time. No food allowed in the classroom. So, you know, these are really, really basic rules that everyone understand, and I don't think it's just common sense for everyone. Now we're going to move to managing in the Chromebooks in the classrooms, and this is what the teacher, actually the teacher can do to make the life easier when using these devices in the classroom. One of the biggest things that a teacher can do to alleviate some of the management aspects of the Chromebook is to change what the physical space of the room looks like. We can see in this slide the traditional layout of a classroom where the teachers is at the front. This is great, but teachers can see what the students are doing when using Chromebooks. So now the teachers have the luxury of changing the room because of space limitations or maybe too many students to accommodate sitting within the room. One of the ways to free up some room and get better arrangement outcome is to move the furniture completely out of the way. Like we see here, teachers who utilize this strategy find that they have more flexibility in activities within the room, lower behavior issues, more on-task behavior, and better proximity to students. This would be another interesting layout where the teachers is in the center of the class, projecting and using their computer. And finally, this would be another one where the teacher can flow, you know, across the class and see what the students are doing all the time. One way to quickly and easily set the expectations for pupils using Chromebooks in the class is to use a stoplight sign on the classroom board. This is an easy way for you to show pupils what are they going to be doing that day in the class, because sometimes it's complicated. Everyone gets into the class and everyone is asking, what are we going to be doing today with the computer? So we have a system in place that they can see all the time. It will help you in your daily basis. This is an example where the sign could indicate the following. The red could indicate that to a student that they will not be using Chromebooks in that class today. Another will be the yellow, for example, indicates that they will be using the Chromebooks, but that they should remain close to start the class because the teacher will give some instructions before they start using it. And the green, for example, could let the students know that it's time to take the Chromebook out and to start the class along with a priority of tasks that they are already been working on. So this is a very easy way to allow pupils to know, to let pupils to know, if they're going to be using Chromebooks that day in your class. The ultimate tool to control Chromebooks in the classrooms is the use of professional monitoring software created for Chromebooks. There are a few out there, and they are very similar in features. But I'd like to show you one that we're using in all our schools and allows synchronization with Google Classroom, and it's called Onito. I would like to let you know that we don't have any affiliation with any of these companies, so I just showing you this as an example of a monitoring software. When a teacher creates a Google Classroom, Onito uses the class list to allow the teacher to monitor the Chromebook devices in that classroom. So with this monitoring software, the teacher can see everyone's screen in the classroom, can remotely close tabs from a student's Chromebooks, can block everybody's screen to request their attention, can push websites to all students in the classrooms at once. Also, the teacher can showcase the student work using the computer, and much more. I'm going to show you now a short video of Nito, so you can have a better idea of what a professional monitoring software for Chromebooks can do. So if you give me 1 second, I will play it for you. Just 1 second. So, like you see, this is an amazing tool that teachers can use in the class to see in every second what people are doing, and to control the devices. So when you're gonna need attention from the pupils, it's gonna be an important tool, and it's gonna be easy to do it. We're gonna move to what happened when things go wrong when using Chromebooks in the classroom, when using any actual technology, any technology in the classroom. You need to make sure that chances are that anything can go wrong all the time. It is always a good idea to have a plan B when using technology and activities that they are dependent with technology. Chromebooks work in the cloud, and if the internet goes, we won't be able to use some of the features. If every single people has a device, the benefits of Chromebooks of the pupils can still work offline. So what will happen that everything, if they open a document and they start working, once the internet comes back, all that information will synchronize into the Google Drive. And another good idea would be considering to appointing a student to help you with technical issues when something wrong happened in the class. Getting students involved. This is another way to help you to improve, the management in the classroom. In our schools, for example, we have the figure of a Chromentor. Is a student that is passionate about Google, about Chromebooks, and wants to help not just the teachers, also some of the other pupils in the class in case something happened or they have a question or a problem. And some of them are even getting their Google Educator Level 1 certification. So it's good for them for the future. So these students that you can have in your class, and they can help you with many tasks. They can help other students and staff with Chromebook problems. They can learn solutions to common students' technological issues, so they know what's happening all the time. They can address hardware issues with Chromebooks. Also, it's good for their work experience. They can help with software training to teachers and students, like in lunchtime clubs or after school activities, and they can try new applications and station for you and make sure that is something that it will be helpful for everybody. Printing is another area that you need to consider. Schools are trying to be greener places these days, and teaching students about the relationship between global warming, trees, and paper is an important job for teachers, not for the educators. The students should be discouraged from printing when using Chromebooks. It defeats the object of collaboration with the document. So if a student wants to print, they can do it at home, or if it's an emergency, maybe they can share the document with a teacher or with a librarian, some other member of staff, and they can print them for you. Another option is to have a designated printer for Chromebooks in the school, maybe in the library or any central area, so they can use that one only for printing. You need to remember to encourage pupils to set up cloud printing to their home machine so they can do it from home. Breakdown, damage, and loss. This is something that, when schools are implementing Chromebooks, they don't put it into the question, but it's something that happens all the time. So it's very important that there's a plan for the school, and everyone knows what to do when a Chromebook breaks, or gets damaged, or gets lost. So in our schools, we have a few lockers, like with I think it's 8 or 10 units in each one with units. So if someone's computer breaks, you can loan a Chromebook during some time until the computer gets fixed and it's back to the pupil, and they can use it. And the school must also consider to have a small stock of new Chromebooks in the bundle of a lost system. And it's very important also to provide parents the option of purchasing an accident insurance for the Chromebook in the event that the pupil owns the Chromebook. That is our case. Okay, another important area is training and keeping it fresh for our teachers. Teachers need to be trained with using Chromebooks. There is a whole new world of applications and resources out there to discover and master. In order to keep teachers up to date, it is important for the school to consider investing in an ongoing personal development and training. We recommend, to appoint a technology or an e-learning coordinator in every school, or maybe in primary, secondary, to help, drive the program forward and keep other teachers motivated and up to date all the time. This person could lead and work a working group on technology or e-learning. We also recommend like a monthly or weekly or bi-weekly CPD training in the use of new applications and technology. We use Teach Meets, staff meetings, and lunchtime drop-ins for teachers. Create an online community where teachers can share their findings and experiences with Chromebooks in the classroom. We have created a website called the Knowledge Hub, where teachers can collaborate and they can upload and they can explain, they can they can create videos, explain what they're doing in their classroom, how they're using Chromebooks across the school, and it's a very good database where all the teachers can see what is happening with Chromebooks and with Google technology in the school. Building e-learning into a scheme of work, this is very important. So I recommend teachers maybe during the summer to spend some time and try to include technology and tasks using Chromebooks and technology in their scheme of works, and also to help to certify some of the teachers as Google educators to help them expand their knowledge and skills. We all our learning coordinators have been our Google educators certified at the moment, and some of the pupils as well. And we're trying to expand this to the rest of the teachers. So the school is paying for the training and also for their exams. So this is a good way to to get everyone involved and make it like a more like a better rounded experience for everybody. Okay, and the last area we're going to talk today is about things that you can do to try with the Chromebooks in the classroom. These have some ways to engage your students in activities that you want to do all the time. So for example, if you want to write a class story or some kind of document, obviously I'm going to recommend you Google Docs. Peer edits, where when you want pupils to collaborate, you can use all the G Suite software like Docs, Sheets, Slides. Assessment and classroom workflow, you could use Google Classroom and Padlet. If you want everyone to take notes in the class, or you could use Google Keep and Padlet. If you want to make a survey or ask something to the class, I recommend Paddeck, Kahoot, Padlet, and Google Forms. If you want to offer some interactive presentation, you can use Google Slide, Paddeck again, or Prezi. To pull live data, you can use Google Sheet and Google Forms. To create an image or infographics, you could use Google Drawing and Pixlr. To create a website, you could use Google Site. Especially now with the new version of Google Site, is extremely easy. You can do beautiful websites using the new version. If you want to make a video or a story making, you could use YouTube Editor. It's very easy to use. WeVideo or Powtoon. To record a video from your Chromebook, I recommend Screencastify. This is a tool that a lot of our teachers are using at the moment to create media content that they can be shared to the pupils via Google Classroom, or just emailing it, or through their Google Sites, or many other ways. If you want to take notes with a video, you could use videonote.es. To compose a newsletter, Google Docs, LucidPress, for example. To create and collaborate with diagrams, you could use Lucidchart. It's an amazing tool. And in maths, to solve some mathematical problems, you could use GeoGebra on Desmos. So this is it for my presentation for today. I just want to say thank you to everyone that is online listening to it, and I hope I give you some interesting ideas on what to do or what to try to manage your classroom. And if you have any questions or any issues or anything, just email me. My presentation is in the Google Education on Air website. My email is also in there, so feel free to email me at any time if there's anything that you need clarifications or I can help you with. I'm gonna see if I have any questions from you and see if I can answer a few ones. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I have a question about licenses for Chromebooks, and they're asking me if we have to buy them separately. This is completely up to you. You could buy Chromebooks from your provider, and then you could buy the licenses, and they will be added into your console, and you can, enroll your devices. Or if you use a Google partner, you could buy your Chromebooks directly from them, and they would do that for you. They would enroll all your Chromebooks straight into your Google account. So that's completely up to you. If you know what is better for you. Let me see. A lot of people saying hello, and someone is asking me if there is a presentation that they can use. If they can see my presentation, it's in my profile in Education on Air. So if you go to their website and look for my session, you could download my slide. So you feel free to use it, and whatever you feel. Yeah, again, about the rules, you can use all my rules if you want. It's a good starting point, and you can add your own. That's up to you, no problem. Okay, there's a question here about how can we use Chromebooks with a student in elementary school or primary school. This is something that we starting to do this year. Until now, we were using Chromebooks only in secondary. We're testing this year Chromebooks in primary. Obviously, to use Chromebooks in primary, you will have to issue an email account to every single pupil. And I recommend you to, again, you need an authorization from the parents because they are minors. Once you do that, we'll see that they've been using their accounts. They're no problem. They're loving it. They're sharing documents. Teachers are starting to create Google Classroom with primary pupils. There's a closer communication. They're starting to use Chromebooks as well. They're using their iPads as well with the Google applications to communicate. So yeah, you can start using Chromebooks in primary, but make sure that you have an authorization from the parents to allow them use email and to have their own email account. That's very important. Somebody's asking me about if every single pupil has their own device. In our setup, that's the way. Every secondary pupil has their own device. So the school is subsidizing the purchase of the devices. So the school pays an amount, and the parents pay a small amount as well. But it is owned by the pupil. It is owned by the pupil. The good thing about this kind of deployment, if you are giving if the parents have to pay for part of the device, the pupils are taking better care of the device because it's their own. So we seen in the past where you have trolleys with laptops or whatever. Pupils don't care about the devices, and they're always breaking up or they're removing keys. This way is their own device. They own their own device. The parents have paid for part of the price of the device. So we're seeing that taking better care of the Chromebook this way. There's a question about what software do I recommend for filtering. Like I said, there's many out there. We have Securely, we have GoGuardian. There's many out there. The one that we're using is Securely. It's working for us at the moment. You can ask them for a free trial out, and what it does is sends a little extension to everybody's Chromebook in your Google domain, and using their dashboard, you can you can set all the filtering options, all their from their system. It's very straightforward, and in question of an hour or even 30 minutes, you can have thousands of Chromebooks being filtered right away. Let me see, any more questions? I don't think there are more questions. Anyway, if you feel that if anything else come up into your mind, please don't hesitate. You can email me at any time, and I will be more than happy to talk to you. So thank you so much for all your time and for being here and in your weekend. So thank you again. Bye bye.